7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Oh, it is Wednesday, and you know what that means. It is time for Timeless Elite Wednesday with your PR princess, your Timeless Elite, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me, on this Wednesday edition of AEW Dynamite, because we are on the road. We're still continuing our road to Double or Nothing as we're kicking forward to Queens, New York. I just can't believe it's almost fastly approaching. But we do have a pitch stop to make in Asheville, North Carolina. And we do actually have a stacked card. If you did watch Barry Way to Hell, I know we didn't do WWT Live earlier today because, of course, I had to deal with a lot of obligations as well. But I got that taken care of, and I'm happy to be with all of you for AEW Dynamite. Just a quick rundown. We have the AEW World Championship. Darby Allin's going to defend it. It was supposed to be against Kazuchika Okada, but unfortunately, because of a family emergency, Konosuke Takeshita will get an opportunity to go one-on-one with Darby Allin. We're also going to have all 3 members of the Triangle of Madness, along with my gals, the Brawling Birds, teaming up with Hikaru Shida right before that fatal 4-way match for the AEW Women's World Championship match at Double or Nothing. And we also have Will Ospreay taking on Ace Austin. Also, we're going to hear from MJF, and this is what happened earlier today because of the ultimatum Darby sent out last week. Hair versus titles. So pretty much MJF has to give up his hair. MJF has no words. He has no words to say. And the referees are looking at every single bald person has passed. It is nothing. There's no shame in being bald. And he has to think about that too. There's no shame. We got a lot of bald people in AEW. Obviously, of course. Oh, Sean J. Dunn, Christopher Daniels. We have Dax from FTR. That Weasel Stokely, Don Callis, the Hurt Syndicate, all members are bald. Yeah, a lot. See, he's trying to think in his head, like, I have to be bald. There's no shame. Tommaso Ciampa, he's bald. There is no shame in being bald. He just doesn't like to be bald. Ricochet. Even though I still think he's a bald-headed nerd. Ricochet's even taunting. You know, if Ricochet's taunting you, that's even worse. Oh my goodness. Well, that's with MJF, because we are going to hear from him regarding the hair versus title match with Darby Allin, Double or Nothing. We're also going to have Kevin Knight putting his TNT championship on the line while in an open challenge, because it is coming right back. Who's going to step up to the plate in the TNT open challenge? We shall see on that. We are also going to kick it. And speaking of that, we are going to kick it off with a 10-man tag team match. We have Tommaso Ciampa teaming up with the Dogs, Clark Connors, and David Finlay, and FTR taking on Edge and Christian, the Young Bucks, and my main squeeze, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. And after much anticipation, we are going to find out who is going to be a part of the Owen Hart Cup for the men and the women's tournament. All this happening and more. And oh my, oh my. Shout out to Boza and Jeffrey in the chat. But yeah, we got a lot of good stuff. And what better way to do that with a 10-man tag team match? Shout out to everybody. I hope everybody's Wednesday is pretty good. Very curious on what's going to be the main event tonight. And of course, FTR, they are from North Carolina. So obviously, of course, they are going to get a lukewarm homecoming. And of course, you see that Weasel Stokely with there because we know it's an I Quit street fight. FTR, Edge and Christian for the AEW World Tag Team titles. If Edge and Christian lose, well, they can't. They have to disband forever, which really sucks. But it's going to be a fun match in New York City. Shout out to Jeffrey. Always good, and it's hump day. Shout out to Lynette in the chat. I'm happy you are all joining with me on a Wednesday. And hold on, it's my guy. I don't have my shades on with me, but I have my guy, Fresh to Squeeze, Orange Cassidy, 1/3 of the Trios Championship. And he's just here. He's here. He's cool. He's collective, but he can knock your teeth in. And you can't go wrong with that. That's why he's one of the top guys in AEW with Orange Cassidy. And he's just waiting on his tag team partners, the Young Bucks, which, by the way, if you found out over the weekend at Fairway to Hell, you know we have a stadium stampede. Unfortunately, we're going to have in one corner Chris Jericho, the Hurt Syndicate, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and Jack Perry taking on the Demand and the new AEW National Champion in Mark Davis. And I think they are going to get some people within the Don Callis family. We still don't know who's it going to be. But oh my, I'm trying to imagine myself, Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega on the same team, even though they didn't like each other at one point. But yeah, Stadium Stampede is going to be something. If you remember the last time AEW did Stadium Stampede, it was actually during the pandemic, and they did it at the Jaguar Stadium, which was insane. But we have Stadium Stampede. But we're just waiting on this team. Edge came out, and we're just waiting for his so-called partner, Christian. We're waiting on Christian. He's just coming out here saying, I'm just here because I just want to beat up on somebody. And you can see the look on that Weasel Stokely's face. He doesn't seem pleased with Christian. Yes, it's going to be very interesting. That's it. I'm not gonna say his friend, but his partner. But as you see, I Quit match. Pretty much, if Edge and Christian lose, they gotta disband. But it's gonna be a good match. I'm very excited because Double or Nothing is shaping up to be a good card. As I mentioned, we do know a fatal 4-way match for the AEW Women's Championship match. My gal Jamie Hayter will get another opportunity. Her versus Chris Statlander versus Hikaru Shida versus Tekla. And as I mentioned, we are going to have ladies and trios action later tonight. But here we go. We have an explosive 10-man tag team match because this is interesting because everything segued in the last couple weeks because we did see the Dogs take out the Young Bucks. We also, obviously, of course, they've been feuding with the conglomeration for the last couple of weeks. FTR has gotten in the face of the conglomeration, most specifically Orange Cassidy. So there is a lot of segue into this as well. And as I mentioned, the Young Bucks, along with Kenny Omega, Jack Perry, the Hurt Syndicate, and Chris Jericho will all be a part of Stadium Stampede. So you know this is going to be a lot of chaos going into it. And also the road leading up to Double or Nothing. But here we go. We see Dax and Edge going at it. We see Orange Cassidy, my guy Orange Cassidy, just lying there in the ring. And also, as a reminder, my guy Orange Cassidy does have a future title opportunity for the AEW World Tag Team titles. Question is, who from the conglomeration will be his partner? And when are they going to put those titles on the line? That is the question. And it's going to be very interesting, especially after Double or Nothing, what the tag team division is going to look like, because now we know the Young Bucks want the AEW World Tag Team titles. Probably it will have to be leading into Wembley. And of course, again, we're going to have FTR and the Young Bucks involved in Wembley. Yay! And you see my sarcastic confetti come out because I'm already tired of it. But it's just, you have to think of other tag teams. But nice counter by the man that they call freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. There's a reason why he's a two-time AEW International Champion. And I just realized, hypothetically, and that Weasel Stokely. I did see that Weasel Stokely try to be dirty to Orange Cassidy. I just realized something, because if Orange Cassidy wins the AEW tag team titles, because this is interesting, because I'm trying to think, in AEW he's only held the international, the trios, and the tag team titles. So all he needs is probably the AEW world title, and he could be either a Grand Slam or a triple Grand Slam champion. So there's some segue for him, because that's all he needs. But here we go. We see Tommaso Ciampa working with Orange Cassidy. Yeah, I hope everything is with Okada as well, because, you know, family is always important. We don't want anything serious happening. But it would have been good with Okada versus Darby. But I'm very excited with Darby versus Takeshita. Also with the fact, too, I'm pretty sure with something, I wouldn't be surprised if Takeshita did get screwed in his match. But I know Takeshita. Oh, and look, Dax gave the middle finger. But as I mentioned with the Owen Hart Foundation, men and women's tournament brackets will be announced later tonight. The anticipation is over. Speculation is over. We're going to find out who is going to be in that tournament. And it's going to be very interesting in both the men and women's. Who is going to be in it? Insecurity by Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks. I had to tell, the only reason I could tell the difference by them is their hair. I know it sounds crazy. I could tell the difference by the Young Bucks because of their hair. So that's Matt Jackson in the ring, tagging his brother Nick. How was your investigation? Well, Jeffrey, as you said, the investigation has been very interesting, because I know I had to take a few bumps in the road and everything, trying to find out. I can tell the Young Bucks apart by their hair. I don't know why I can do that, but I can. But there's a reason why the Young Bucks, because like I said, I mean, for granted, I as much as I'm tired of them being in the AEW tag team title picture, you can't deny the wrestling and the skills that they put in, especially since they've been in AEW from the beginning. I mean, sure, you could call them egomaniacs and all that other stuff, but you can't take away the synergy of them as a tag team. And also with the fact, too, they managed to build up their career even when not going into WWE. Oh, look at that little weasel with the Young Bucks. And what are they going to do here? You know, for once, I will say, I will like the Young Bucks for this. They are doing something right. Oh, look at FTR. Kicks to the knee. This is nothing against FTR and the Young Bucks, but I'm just tired. I'm just tired of seeing this go on and on, because it's like, it's not that it doesn't appeal to me. It's just like, what is the purpose? Because I know with the tag teams, it's like, there are more tag teams that you could build off of, and they don't have to center around the Young Bucks and FTR. You could have did it with the Outrunners, but they're teaming with Dalton Castle. You could have did it with my guys, Caster and Bowens, but they're kind of separated at the moment, doing their own thing solo-wise, but they'll be back soon. And I know Jurassic Express is on hold because Luchasaurus is injured. Quick kick out by Cash. Oh, see, I need somebody to punch that little weasel in the face. That's what I needed, Christian. Christian is very funny. You have to check out his interview him and Edge did with Renee. Actually, I would love to see the Young Bucks versus the New Day, because that has been talked about. And if you go back to I'm trying to think, like 2010 or when the New Day was at that height. Kenny Omega and the Elite, there were a lot of interactions between them. And also a friendly reminder too, because I saw the commercial of Foul Play, which is the new show on TBS. Make sure to DVR on Monday because Darby Allin and Sting will be on it because it looks like they got pranked. And I think Darby was a little bit freaking out because I don't think he's used to anybody pranking him. But it should be a fun episode. I'm very excited. But you're hanging out with me because we're kicking off with a 10-man tag team match from Asheville, North Carolina. We have FTR teaming up with the Dogs, Clark Connors, David Finlay, and Tommaso Ciampa, taking on my main squeeze, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, Edge and Christian, and the Young Bucks in an explosive match. And also with the fact, too, there's many elements coming into this because you have the tag team match. You also, as I mentioned, Stadium Stampede. Lots of things happening. Lots of things happening. And I'm very excited for the road to Double or Nothing. It's shaping up to be a really good match. I am keeping my fingers crossed because I do believe there will be an anarchy in the arena because that's been a tradition for Double or Nothing. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for a anarchy in the arena because if we're going to get Stadium Stampede, I have a feeling we are going to get anarchy in the arena because I feel like that's always been a tradition within Double or Nothing. Who's going to be in it? We shall see. Oh, we shall see on that. There's a lot of things happening. But Jeffrey, going back to my investigation. So it's interesting because I'm looking at some of the landscape with everybody on who attacked Toni Storm. I mean, obviously, Hikaru Shida I put on the list because she does have a history with Toni Storm since Toni's been on AEW. Obviously, I'm not going to shy away from Mina Shirakata because Mina was a little bit jealous with Toni buddying with Orange Cassidy. So there are many things happening. And we're back live with AEW Dynamite. And it looks like, oh boy, that little weasel is on commentary. And Tony Schiavone doesn't look pleased. I will say this. Tony Schiavone needs to shove Stokely for once because I can't tell you how many times Stokely has provoked Tony Schiavone at so many times, and he's lucky Nigel's not there on Collision, but that would have been funny to see if I could see Tony Schiavone just shoving Stokely, and I feel like that would bring a lot of ratings and also bring a lot of draw onto social channels. But that's just my fantasy booking. That's just my fantasy moment waiting to happen. I know we haven't seen Camille in a while. The Camille is also another thing. We haven't seen Mercedes in a while because I know she will be back soon. But the only way I can see if it's Mercedes is she has to pay someone to do it. That's the only way I can see that happening if she pays someone. But like I said, Camille is another suspect. I would not shy away from the Divine Dominion with Megan Bayne or Lena Cross. So there's a lot of... And also, you can't forget about Tekla and the Triangle of Madness. That's also another thing, too. But there's many things around. There's many things across the board. But tag is made to Edge and Clark Connors because we're right back on the 10-man tag team match. And Edge is just fired up. Right before their big tag team match at Double or Nothing, and he just threw David Finlay out of there like it was like garbage. And Edge is feeling it. He is feeling it. And I think he wants to spear David Finlay, but no, that was Clark Connors. David Finlay was the one that tried to stop it. Oh, and that's Matt Jackson. Quick kick out by Clark Connors. I will say this is a really good match to start off AEW Dynamite, which is crazy because, like I said, you have so many elements. You have the AEW tag team titles. Obviously, you have some of the people You have the Young Bucks who are participating in Stadium Stampede. Ooh. triple dose to Clark Connors. Oh my goodness. And there comes Orange Cassidy. He has to fix his hair. Tommaso Ciampa, but Christian blocked off. Hit on to Cash, and Christian as Dax and Ciampa. Yeah, it's pretty much, there's so much pandemonium. It's insanity. Oh my goodness. The Young Bucks, Orange Cassidy, and Christian are all on the top rope. All. What's Edge doing? They all did their signature moves off the top rope. Oh my God. One quick kick out by Clark Connors. I know. Good luck refereeing this match. Oh my goodness. I think this is a way to start off because there's so much chaos. There's so much storyline. And some of it segues where it actually does make sense. And also for the fact to make sure to check out the Conglomerations interview they did with Renee. And oh, you see the stare down between Orange and Christian. These guys got some history with each other. What's Christian doing? He has Christian put his hands in his pockets. Yeah. All right. Look at Christian. Christian's like, what the heck am I doing? He's like, what the heck am I doing? Somewhat tag team. Oh, shout out to Eddie Foster in the chat, because I know you were floating in the chat too with all this chaos happening. And yes, you're right. I wouldn't be shocked if Mercedes came at Double or Nothing, because it is in Queens, New York. Shatter Machine. This has to be it. That's got to be it. But Orange made the save, saving his partner. But Eddie Foster, going back to your point, I would not be shocked if Mercedes made a return at Double or Nothing in Queens, New York. Orange Cassidy doing his signature kicks. Super kick onto Cash. Ooh, that was a miscue. But super kick onto Dax. David Finlay taking out Matt Jackson. Ciampa with the knee. That's the unpretty. I call it the unprettier. Oh man, Clark Connors just came in like a pit bull. Oh yes, you know, said would be in the Holy Spirit if Mercedes was there. I mean, I wouldn't be mind of it if she came back too, because I feel like she come back with a purpose and realize this is not the same. All right. Oh, we see the Young Bucks and Edge. What are they going to do here? Oh my God. Super kick. And it's crazy. All of them are in sync with their colors. If you notice that. Super kick. Orange punch by Orange Cassidy. Spear. One. That has to be it. But your winners, Edge and Christian, the Young Bucks, and my main squeeze, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Oh my goodness. Well, definitely a good way to start off AEW Dynamite and also get into the road to Double or Nothing. Boza said can try all he wants to take over Wednesdays, because if the New Day does show up on Wednesdays, he can try to take over my Wednesdays, but that's not happening as long as I'm here. And also with the fact too, August and September will be 2 years since I've started Timeless Elite Wednesday. So I'm not going to give that up. So he can really try to think he can take over Wednesdays, but I have the keys to the watch-alongs for Wednesdays for AEW Dynamite. And if he wants to, he's more than happy to do a watch-along for Double or Nothing. because I think it's a possibility I may be there in person. Oh, look at Orange Cassidy! I love it. I love it when the kids dress up like him. It's so cute. It's like I see children, I see adults dress up like him. Oh yeah, I do see Christian busted open, but it's gonna be war. So earlier today, as we know, Will Ospreay seems to be working out with the Death Riders, and he is cleared, courtesy of Renee Paquette. We found out this past weekend, but it's going to be very interesting. And we do see them training. We see Jon Moxley trying to train with Will Ospreay. I would not be shocked with Will Ospreay if he's working in disguise. Not like a mole, but like working in disguise and trying to get in John's head. Because the only way to destroy the Death Riders is you have to do it from the inside. And maybe this is a way for him to be stronger. Which wouldn't be bad. I know, it's kind of so crazy. It's like the Death Riders, but like even the Ops are calling for Will Ospreay. And I'm like, weren't you guys just heels and just beat up Hangman? So I guess there is still some, I don't want to say bitterness, but there still is some blood feud between the Ops and the Death Riders. Yeah, it's kind of crazy because John's supposed to be a babyface, but he does think that's a heel. But it's very fascinating. And as I mentioned, he is the ace of AEW. And he spots talent. The same way he spotted Marina Shafir and Powerhouse Hobbs when he first came into AEW. And he's eyeing some people who are the future of wrestling. And also some of the matches, that eliminator matches that he had, he thinks they could be the future of wrestling. He wrestled people like Josh Alexander, Mark Davis, Ace Austin, my guy Anthony Bowens, so many. I wouldn't be mad if there's not going to be an anarchy in the arena at Double or Nothing. I'm okay with it being Forbidden Door because it'll be very interesting to see what Forbidden Door is going to look like. And obviously, of course, they'll probably have some of the tournament matches during Double or Nothing. I wouldn't be mad about it if they did set up United Empire. Of course, there is a little bit of friction within United Empire if you followed New Japan socials in the last couple of weeks. But hopefully they can get that straightened out. John. I guess John's doing training. And Will Ospreay's looking like, well, I guess I'm just here. But he does have a match later on tonight against Ace Austin. And it's kind of crazy. I think he's just there to see how it works. But also with the fact, too, I bring up Ace Austin because if you notice the last 2 weeks, the Bang Bang Gang has gotten victories over the Death Riders the last couple weeks. Where does that lead to? It'll be very interesting to watch. Very interesting to see how this is going to go and watch and everything else. Because I don't know if anybody picked that up, but Ace Austin got a win last week. And the week before that, I think it was like Austin or Juice. So pay attention to that. Pay attention because, like I said, the Bang Bang Gang got a win. They got a win over the Death Riders. I'm just saying. They can't go 3 for 3. But just pay attention to that. Also, a friendly reminder, Friday is Ring of Honor Super Card of Honor this weekend. It is in Salisbury, Maryland. Bandino will be defending his Ring of Honor championship match against Blake Christian. But also, Mr. Swerve Strickland is hot on the trail because he wants Bandino. Now, I don't know if they're going to have a match at Double or Nothing. I could see it probably happening at Forbidden Door. It's a possibility. And we're also going to see the Ring of Honor Women's Championship on the line in survival of the fittest. Now, we do have mostly every match confirmed for Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor. As I mentioned, Bandito's taking on Blake Christian. We have Survival of the Fittest. We have Athena, Billy Starks, Maya World, Yuka Sakazaki, and Trish Adora. There was a match between Zada Steele and Hyon to take the spot of Persephone because, unfortunately, because of the miss she had from Julia Hart, she's also injured. So we don't know how long she's going to be out for. Deonna Purrazzo was supposed to defend the title against Diamante, but I think Diamante is dealing with injury issues. Also, we're going to see Mr. Nigel McGuinness back in action. Again, hold on, let me see. Josh Woods. I had to make sure of it because I just saw the graphic. But also Red Velvet. Red Velvet will also be defending her Ring of Honor Women's Television Championship match. So it's shaping up to be a fun card. I know Jeffrey, she surpassed like 1,000 days. And I think she probably surpassed Bruno Sammartino's record. I think she did. But yeah, I know she's over 1,000 days. She's over that. But yes, and also Nick Wayne defends the TV title tomorrow against AR Fox. Oh, and they're showing. Oh, nice, Jeffrey. That's awesome. Maya World follows you. So they're showing what happened at double. Oh, if you look at Stadium Stampede from the pandemic, it was in Jaguar Stadium, and that was insanity. And at Daly's place too, by the way. During the pandemic, that if you look back at it, it's like pretty funny when you look back at that match. It's like it's very entertaining. But they're showing the clip leading up to Stadium Stampede, and Ricochet and does a man think Jericho can find partners? I'm like, I think you can find partners who don't like Ricochet. And also they're showing what happened at Fairway to Hell, where that bald-headed nerd Ricochet screwed Jack Perry out of the AEW National Championship. Congratulations to Mark Davis. He is the new AEW National Champion. But it's going to be interesting. I'm just trying to think. Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks on all the same team? Oh my, this is going to be something. Oh, Stadium Stampede is going to be interesting. I'm very curious on what it's going to look like in New York. I never get over the clips. Oh, and speaking of Baldy, well, first off, Baldy, you screwed Jack Perry, sir. Who is it? I kind of figured Andrade. Who's the other two people? Oh, Lordy. Clark Connors and David Finlay. Oh, my. Lordy. Stadium Stampede is going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be very chaotic. I feel like I need to watch Stadium Stampede from the pandemic when they were at Jackson Stadium. With his good Inspector Gadget. I mean, he does look a little bit like Inspector Gadget a bit. Inspector Gadget. I mean, it's like anytime Andrade comes out with a suit, I have to sing the Inspector Gadget theme song. And he needs to do a reference to Go Gadget. But we do have a bonus match happening. Obviously, of course, we see Jet Speed Speedball Mike Bailey in action. Of course, we're going to see Kevin Knight a little bit later because he's going to revamp the TNT Open Challenge. So we're going to have Speedball Mike Bailey in action. Obviously, of course, he was there over this past weekend at Fairway to Hell. There was a bonus match. So he would be facing off against a local independent wrestler named Westbrook. But happy to see Speedball Mike Bailey getting some reps. I would not be shocked if Speedball Mike Bailey was a part of the Owen Hart Cup men's tournament. Because that's how people knew about Kevin Knight. Well, when Kevin Knight debuted, he faced off against Jay White on Collision. But his first pay-per-view match was in the Owen Hart Cup men's tournament against Will Ospreay. I would not be shocked if Speedball was in the tournament. Because now I am very curious because I feel like almost anybody can participate in the tournament. I don't see anybody that's not capable of it. It's going to be very interesting on who's going to be in it. But look at I think Westbrook took a little bit of a misstep. But nice counter by Speedball. Yes, we're going to talk about that match because in a golf course, I mean, I've seen many interesting venues. Yes, that would be insanity. Yeah, I suppose we're going to talk about Fairway to Hell in a little bit, that golf course, because that was pretty cool to see it in a golf course. And your winner, and I can't believe it ended so quickly, your winner is Speedball Mike Bailey. I like Speedball. I really do enjoy him and learning more about him. And he's really putting on a lot of banger matches. And with the fact of the way he talks, it finally he gets to speak. And also seeing him have a little bit of firepower in him. Because I did see a little bit of firepower in him when he faced off against Kyle Fletcher. When he faced off against MJF. He started to show some firepower. Oh, and we're not wasting any time. We're switching over to the Open Challenge for the TNT. Well, he's the current face of TNT. You can't go wrong with Kevin Knight. And I know Will has said him and Leon Slater aren't the same person. They are not the same person. Because I remember when Kevin Knight had a new haircut, I was like, yeah, him and Leon Slater do not look alike. And don't believe me. And if you don't believe me, ask Miss Mara Charday. I'm just saying. Now, who is his opponent? Who is it? Oh, Brian Cage. He's back. We have not seen him in so long because he was injured. He was injured last year. Him and Lance Archer were supposed to go for the tag team titles, but he got injured. But happy to see Brian Cage back. And that part right there, Jeffrey. Leon is from London, England. I can't believe it. Brian Cage, welcome back, sir. It's happy to see you back. I know he was injured, but hopefully we get to see more of him on the Don Callis family. I want to see him and Lance Archer be a tag team again. Him and Lance Archer need to be a tag team. Nothing against Lance Archer, but they were really interesting. But, of course, you have some members from the Don Callis family, which I'm not going to lie, they're starting to pick up as being a stable heel. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but even though I can't stand that bald-headed creep, Don Callis has done a solid job being a manager in professional wrestling, while also giving the importance on why is it important to have a manager. Him and Prince Nana are really bringing back the managerial aspect of wrestling, which I love. Oh, look at Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight's gonna have a little bit of a hard challenge with Brian Cage, the Machine. Well, we know Speedball's in the corner of his tag team partner, Brian Cage. Welcome back, sir. He's just putting those reps in. Brian, well, that part right there, Jeffrey, he should have been world champion, but I'm hoping he is. I think, Boza, we're going to see Don Callis in the main event between Takeshita and Darby Allin. we're going to see him later tonight. If anything, I think we're going to see him do commentary during the main event. So don't you worry. We'll see a presence with Don Callis. But as we know, we are set with Stadium Stampede at Double or Nothing. We have Chris Jericho, the Hurt Syndicate, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Jack Perry in one corner. We also found out just a few minutes ago, we have the Demand, Mark Davis, Andrade, and the Dogs, David Finlay and Clark Connors in Stadium Stampede. Oh my, get ready. I need to go back and watch Brian Cage's run in TNA. Because I know I did watch TNA for a bit, but I was in and out of it because at that time they were changing different stations and it was very hard to keep up on what station they were on. But I may go back and watch some of his TNA stuff. But happy to see Brian Cage back, but feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got winning this match. Do you have Brian Cage surprisingly being the new face of TNT, or do you have Kevin Knight retaining? Yeah, I would love to see. I just want to see. Oh, he did. Yeah, I gotta see his run in TNA because I'm sure it was a solid run. But I would like to see Brian Cage and Lance Archer get back into the tag team titles again. It would be nice for the two of them to tag team because I know they were building some momentum right before Brian Cage got injured. Women's. Hey, Jeff. That is not a bad idea. I wouldn't mind seeing the ladies have a women's Stadium Stampede, but AEW has to make it make sense. Like, don't throw random people in it. You got to make it make sense. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that too. I want to see Brian Cage and Lance Archer be a tag team, like be a threat to the tag team divisions because they were on a hot streak. And then, of course, Brian Cage got hurt. We saw it with Jake Doyle and Mark Davis right before Jake Doyle got hurt. But Mark Davis, he's been holding his own on singles run. So hopefully it'll bring a lot of oomph in the tag team division like Lance Archer and Brian Cage. I want to see the Outrunners back in the tag team title picture. I want to see the Gates of Agony be back in the tag team title picture. There's many tag teams I would like to see back. But you're hanging out with me, the Timeless Elite, your PR princess, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me, on this Wednesday edition of AEW Dynamite. We continue our road to Double or Nothing, and we have the TNT Championship Open Challenge match. Kevin Knight, the Jet, the face of TNT, taking on the returning the Machine, Brian Cage. And this is actually a really good match. I'm very happy to see Brian Cage back. We also, as I mentioned, we're going to hear from MJF. We have our main event, Darby Allin taking on Konosuke Takeshita for the AEW World title. It was supposed to be Kazuchika Okada, but he had to deal with a family emergency, and hopefully we do send him well wishes on getting that taken care of. We're also going to have all three members of the Triangle of Madness taking on my gals, the Brawling Birds, and Hikaru Shida. That will be an interesting one. And we're also going to have Will Ospreay take on the Bang Bang Gang's Ace Austin, which is really interesting because with the fact, as I mentioned the last 2 weeks, the Bang Bang Gang actually got victories over the Death Riders for the last 2 weeks. Once on Collision and last week on Dynamite. So it's going to be very interesting. And it kind of plays into everything else. And also we do see the Ops persuading Will Ospreay in a way. I'm not joining with the Death Riders. I don't know how that's going to look like, but there's so much chaos happening. And yes, Kevin Knight is getting his butt kicked by Brian Cage. I think this is probably one of his toughest challenge he had to date. One of his toughest challenge. But I'm pretty sure with the Jet, he will find a way to make it happen. He will find a way to make it happen. And hold on, because I just got so breaking news for me in football. I just found out my running back Devon Auction got an extension from the Dolphins. So I'm happy they're going to keep him. He's part of the future, even though we're in rebuild mode, but I'm very happy. So congratulations to Devon Auction because he got paid. So that's some news in football. Also, don't forget, tomorrow night, Thursday night, they will be releasing the full schedule for the NFL for the upcoming season. So make sure, jot that on your calendar to see who your team faces off against what in a couple weeks. But we shall see. But congratulations to Devon Auction. You're getting an extension, sir. But we are back live with AEW Dynamite. We have the TNT Championship Open Challenge. Kevin Knight, the Jet, taking on the returning Brian Cage. And also in one corner, you have members of the Don Callis family with Lance Archer, Rocky Romero, and all the rest of them that I can't keep up with. And of course, you have his Kevin has his tag team partner, Speedball Mike Bailey, to even out the odds. That was a nice counter Kevin did. Oh my goodness. Well, this match has been pretty good. This match has been very, very good. And as I mentioned, the Owen Hart Cup men and women's tournaments brackets will be announced. Who will be in the tournament? Okay, let's see. Oh, so we found out Excalibur mentioned, and Boza said this in the chat, that the tournament for the Owen starts at Double or Nothing, and the finale will end at Forbidden Door. That actually makes a lot of sense, ending at Forbidden Door. Ooh, nice Hurricanrana by Kevin. Having Brian Cage taste some steel steps. Okay, I will say this has been a really good match. Oh, look at there's Speedball helping out his tag team partner, checking out Lance Archer. See, that's what tag team partners are there for. Support each other and make sure they don't get the end of the stick. So I'm really happy Speedball even up the odds. Ooh, nice suplex by Brian Cage. To quick kick out by the Jet. I will say this is a really good match. Oh, Lance Archer. Oh, nice kick by Speedball. Ooh, Speedball took out Lance Archer by a whim, and it looks like he kind of hurt himself a bit. So hopefully it's not too serious. Nice DDT by Kevin Knight. 1, 2, quick kick out by Brian Cage. This is a really good match. And this is only the second match. This is actually the third match of the night that we have. We still have a few more matches to go. We have the ladies and trios action. We have Will Ospreay taking on Ace Austin. And of course, our main event, we have the AEW World Heavyweight Championship match. And we're also going to hear from the Jerk, MJF. What's Kevin doing? Oh, that was a nice Hurricanrana! Oh my god! That was so cool. What's Kevin gonna do here? That has to be it. And your winner and still the face of TNT, Kevin Knight. So much congratulations to him. He's been on a roll as the face of TNT. Woo! But, and Jeff Merling, you asked me my question on who do I think should be in the women's. It's very interesting because we are going to see 3 ladies compete for the AEW women's title at Double or Nothing. Let's see, because almost anybody could be in it. I could see Thunder Rosa being in it. I could see Megan Bain, and Speedball is going to talk. Well, he's back. Ryan Cage is back. Oh, Jeffrey. Look, he's back. He's the face of TNT. That is true. You what the hell, Lordy? Bold. Bold. Oh, Lordy. Well, it looks like Speedball Mike Bailey wants. He wants in on it, but also he wants to face off against Takeshita. I know I say I wanted Darby to hold it until Double or Nothing, but I wouldn't mind if he held it right up to if they're gonna have a pay-per-view in July. I would not be mad. Actually, no, let me phrase that. I would not be mad if he held it up until Forbidden Door, because I actually want to see MJF be bald. I want to see him be bald. Because that would be hilarious. But up next, we do have Will Ospreay taking on Ace Austin. Like I said, I mean, Darby, I said this on WWT Live a couple weeks ago because people in the narcs of the world were having critical issues with Darby Allin because they were just being articulate saying, well, he can't do this and blah, 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 and his size. And I was like, you know what? Darby Allin is doing what he does. He may not look the part. He may not be the size everybody wants that wants to jerk off to on the internet. But if you want a workhorse champion, there he is. That's who he is a workhorse champion. And it actually makes sense because he's giving opportunities to everybody that actually do make sense. It's not like with MJF or Kenny Omega, where it's like you have them up here and you don't have people that are kind of right there. At least have them be on that same level. So I think that's what is something Darby's doing, which I do like that he's doing as champion. But yeah, I mean, I kind of want to see MJF. I know I'm going to sound selfish, but I wouldn't mind seeing MJF be bald at Double or Nothing. I know Darby, if he held it for a month, that's fine, but I wouldn't mind if he held it up until Forbidden Door. And I'm just looking at the chat. Jeff Mitterling, the women's match will happen soon. There is a women's match, so please be patient. But I hope everybody had a great week on a Wednesday with me. Even though we didn't have WWT Live earlier today because of circumstances and everything, I am happy to be with all of you. And that is okay because life happens and we do have to take care of a little bit of priorities and everything, but making sure all those priorities are taken care of. And also, even though, like I said, I wasn't able to do WWT Live, I'm happy to bring you Timeless Elite Wednesdays with me for AEW Dynamite because, you know, Seth thinks he can take over Wednesdays, but I have the keys to AEW Dynamite. And also, as I said, October and September will be 2 years since I've done this watch along. And also, Boss Lady asked me to do the watch alongs. I'm just saying. But I'm very excited. It has been a fun ride. We all need a break. Yes, we do. We all need a break. But happy to do these watch alongs because it's always fun. And look, I know a lot of people always crap on AEW. I get it. Me, I always get constructive feedback because I want to see them succeed. I want to see them do well. They have the potential to do it. But you always have some narcs, some grifters that be crapping on every little thing on AEW and probably never watch the product. Now, granted, they are doing some parts, which is really great. You know, they just need to continue to build up and stay in their own lane. Just like with TNA, stay in your own lane. Oh, they're going to reveal the brackets for the Owen Hart Cup men and women's tournament. Who's it going to be? So, for the men, we have Samoa Joe, Will Ospreay, Mark Davis, Jungle Jack Perry, Swerve Strickland, Bandino, Claudio Castagnoli, and Brody King. 2 of the matches will be at Double or Nothing. Samoa Joe versus Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland versus Bandino. And the tournament final will be at Forbidden Door in San Jose, California. Oh, my. Oh my. Mark Davis and Jack Perry? Dear God. Well, it sucks because Kyle Fletcher's not in it. Because I feel like if Kyle Fletcher wasn't injured, he could have been in that tournament. It just really sucks. But we're going to hear from Jack Perry after losing the AEW National Championship and getting ready for Stadium Stampede. And also he's facing off against Mark Davis for the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Jeff Bennerly, they didn't announce the women yet, but they will announce it shortly. Oh my God. I'm not going to lie. This Stadium Stampede looks really fun. It looks super fun. See, Jeffrey, there you go. And also, since I've been doing the watch along, a lot of people started watching AEW because it was supposed to be fun. Now, granted, we can do constructive feedback, but it's supposed to be fun with these watch alongs. And I want to make it fun and entertaining with all of you. And obviously, of course, I got to support my peeps in AEW. Obviously, some of my favorite people. I mean, the woman that got me into AEW, Toni Storm, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, the Brawling Birds, Jamie Hayter, and Alex Windsor. And also, I can't forget about my boys, Anthony Bowens and Max Caster. I can't forget about them. So, but we got the aerial assassin, Mr. Will Ospreay. Yay! I know, I said it. I've been saying this for the last couple months since last year. Will Ospreay is going to be AEW World Champion at All In Wembley Stadium. He's going to do it. And I've been saying this for the last couple months. He's going to do it. And he's facing off against a familiar foe in Samoa Joe at Double or Nothing. And we're also going to have, this rival's been heating up for a bit, Swerve Strickland and Bandino. Because Swerve Strickland's been looking for Bandino. And it actually makes sense. And I think I did say this last week that they were going to meet. And I think, Boza, you said this too. They were going to meet at Double or Nothing. So here we go. But we found out from Renee Paquette, he is cleared. He is officially cleared. No tape. Yes, Jeffrey, there's no tape on Will Ospreay's neck. Let that man wrestle. Oh my God, Boza, please don't say that. My gal, Alex Windsor. Well, I will say, as a person that advocates for her, I would not be shocked on it, but I would love for Jamie Hayter to be the one to do it. I want Jamie Hayter to do it, but I know she's facing off against Tekla in the Fatal 4-Way match, which I have a feeling she's not going to get pinned, and I feel like they have so much story to give between Tekla and Jamie Hayter. It's like they need to beat the shit out of each other one-on-one. And here comes Ace Austin. If you have not seen Ace Austin, he is a treat. As Jeffrey mentioned, go check out his run, his tenure in TNA. Oh my God, Eddie Foster, Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland round 3. My God, that would be insanity. Round 3 at Forbidden Door, which is crazy because they met at Forbidden Door in 2024. Forbidden Door in 2024. But here we go. Ace Austin, Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay trying to extend his handshake to Ace Austin. Are they going to shake hands? Yes, they are. A quick handshake. Sponsorship right there. Here we go. We got Ace Austin, Will Ospreay. Feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got winning this thing. Yes, Chris. Oh my God, Chris Bay. His story, no words, no notes. His story is absolutely incredible, especially coming back after a serious injury that he thought he was going to be paralyzed, but it didn't. And I'm very happy to see Chris Bay. He's rehabilitating and trying to get back on his health, being 100%. It's an inspiring story. But here we go. Ace Austin, Will Ospreay. And we are in the final hour of AEW Dynamite. I just can't believe it. We're in the final hour of AEW Dynamite. These 2 hours go by so quick. And I thought last week, 3 hours wasn't that bad. 3 hours wasn't that bad. When it was 4, when I had to do 4 hours last summer, back to back 4 hours, that was a bit of a stretch to do, but I pulled in there, I hanged in there, trying to get the energy in. And I know they had to do it because, like, of course, there was playoffs in hockey, basketball, obviously baseball. I think this is going to be very even. And like I said, this is going to be pretty even between Ace Austin and Will Ospreay. I forgot I was like, that's okay, Jeffrey. I think people tend to forget it was 3 hours last week, but yeah, I think because with the fact too, like I said, there's hockey going on, there's NBA playoffs happening, and I'm pretty sure later in the year we're gonna have a lot of sports happening. Obviously, with baseball playoffs happening in the fall, but it looks like Ospreay kind of hurted Ace Austin's elbow, so that's why he's holding on to it for dear life. But really pay attention to this because, as I mentioned, the last 2 weeks, the Bang Bang Gang's got wins over the Death Riders. And with the fact, too, I would not be shocked if Will Ospreay was incognito for the Death Riders, trying to get in Jon Moxley's head. Because the best way to do it, if you want to destroy it, you got to do it from the inside out. Just saying. It was funny with Bandito. He's facing off against Swerve at Double or Nothing. And this Friday, he will be defending the Ring of Honor World Championship match against Blake Christian. I would not be shocked. And here's the thing. I would not be shocked if Swerve Strickland screwed Bandito in that match. Because that would be a good opportunity for Bandito to officially segue into the AEW roster. I know he's been holding down the fort for the Ring of Honor men's division, but it's time for him to get on the main roster. Because I wouldn't mind seeing him and be in a lot of feuds. I know he's pretty much feuded with the Don Callis family. He's had a match with MJF earlier this year. So he's been in a lot of big matches. And I feel like he, sorry. Yeah, that too. And that's a good thing. And I would be okay. Will Ospreay did a promo. But you know, Will Ospreay, he just loves to wrestle. He loves to wrestle people. He wants to, as he said, we're the best wrestle. That's what he wants to do. But look at Ace Austin with that squat. That is work right there. He's putting those squats into work. Quick kick out by Will Ospreay. Okay, and they're showing the new show Foul Play with Anthony Davis. I think it's Anthony Davis or Anthony Green. I think they should have sneak peek on Monday's episode where we're going to see Darby Allin and Sting get pranked next Monday. So Foul Play with Anthony Davis, all new on Monday on TBS. And I think Monday we're going to see Darby and Sting because it looks like they got pranked and it looks pretty funny because I feel like Darby Allin's not the kind of guy that gets pranked by anybody. But it should be a good episode. I'm really happy Darby is doing, things on the mainstream side. And also, I really wanted him to skateboard through that entrance at Fairway to Hell over the weekend because when I saw the walkway, it just would have been so cool if he just skateboarded in the golf course. That would just have been really hilarious. But hopefully I do get to see him skateboarding while he's AEW World Champion because it would just be so hilarious just to see it. And also with the fact too, I did see AEW put out an animated series about Darby Allin. And it would be cool if they did like a little animated series on his journey as AEW champion, like doing like a little diary saying, "Dear Diary, my first night as AEW World Heavyweight Champion, I got my face kicked in by Brody King," or something like that. That would be really hilarious to watch. We don't need we're the best. I know. It's like we don't need where the best get hurt. We want to make sure they're 100% healthy. But that would have been cool if they did like an animated series. Yeah, like a cartoon, Jeffrey. It's kind of like a cartoon in a way. While he's still World Heavyweight Champion, doing like a Dear Diary moment. That would be really cool to watch. And I wouldn't mind if they put it on YouTube. It's like a kind of like a cartoon in a way. I'm pretty sure Darby would like that, especially during like picturing his reign in animated form as champion. Looking back at some of the matches that he did. But I'm looking at the picture-in-picture match between Ace Austin and Will Ospreay. It looks like Ace Austin, he's really putting in the work. You should pitch that to TV. I know, right? But I know I should pitch that to Bossman. That would be a cool cartoon series. But it has to be on Darby because it just would be so cool just to see that in cartoon form. And also the fact too, they do have a relationship with Adult Swim. That would be really cool as well. I mean, leverage that with your deal with your partnership with HBO Max. That would be really fun to watch, a cartoon. I'm still waiting for them to do Conglomeration Boulevard. They need to do a series on that on YouTube. But one idea at a time, and we're back live with AEW Dynamite coming to you from Asheville, North Carolina. We have Ace Austin taking on the returning, but also 100% cleared to wrestle Will Ospreay one-on-one. We did see him earlier in a segment with the Death Riders because it looks like he's training with them. And Jeffrey and MJF cursing a cartoon for him after. Hey, that would be really funny to watch. I can see if he's bald. I need to have a cartoon series of this. That would just be hilarious. It would be hilarious to watch. I should pitch that idea to Bossman when I see probably at Double or Nothing. That would be funny. But here we go. But it looks like Will Ospreay's tackling that elbow that Ace Austin has been bothering him. But as I mentioned, feel free to put in the chat. You have Ace Austin or do you have Will Ospreay winning this thing? So we now know who the men are for the Owen Hart Cup men's tournament. And if you missed it, it will be Samoa Joe, Will Ospreay, Mark Davis, Jack Perry, Swerve Strickland, Bandino, Brody King. God, I forgot who the last person is. Oh my God, I forgot who was the last person. Because I'm really gonna forget. I forgot. No, because this is gonna bother me for the last couple of weeks. Hold on, give me 1 second. Because there was one person. How did I forget one person? Because I knew it was Brody. Oh, I think Will Ospreay wants to end this thing. He wants to end this thing. Oh, Claudio Castagnoli. I was like, I know there was another person. I was like, how did I forget Claudio? How did I forget Claudio? Yes, Brody versus Claudio. And Tony in black. Oh my God, that would be something. Tony Storm in black and white doing a number by the piano. Oh, so next week, little bit of programming alert. Next week, it'll be a 3-hour edition of AEW Dynamite and Collision. Two hours of Dynamite, 1 hour of Collision. Obviously, of course, right before Double or Nothing, because that's the week of. Mercedes just kind of. Oh, that would be something. That would be cute if Mercedes was in cartoon form. That would be so cute. That would be cute if Mercedes was in cartoon form. I would love it. But programming alert next week, 3-hour edition in Maine. That's the final week before. That's the final Wednesday before Double or Nothing. So you get a special 3-hour edition of Timeless Elite Wednesday with me. Which I'm okay. I can do 3 hours. 3 hours I can do. 3 hours I'm okay with. 4 hours, well, I need extra coffee. Courtney got me started with it. See, right, Jeffrey? We got some good ideas. I mean, we got some good ideas we could pitch to AEW, doing an animated series, like a cartoon of Darby Allin with his diary, Tony Storm with her piano, Mercedes counting her money, MJF being balls. I'm sorry. I would laugh if he was balls. And look at Ace Austin. Is he going to squat again? Nope. I do see Ace Austin getting gold in the future. And you know, it really sucks because when I look at that Owen Hart Cup men's tournament, it just sucks that Kyle Fletcher's not in it because he's still injured. It just really sucks because I would have loved to see Kyle Fletcher be in this tournament because I know he was a part of it last year. I'm surprised they're not doing a wild card this year. Now I'm very curious on what they're going to have for the women. Like, what's that going to look like? Because you have 3 of the women competing at Double or Nothing for the AEW Women's Championship. I could see Megan Bayne, Thunder Rosa, Willow Nightingale. I could see Athena from Ring of Honor being in it. Ah, yes. What about? Yes, Willow Nightingale would be cute as a cartoon character. She'd be super, super cute. Quick kick out by Ace Austin. This is actually a good match between Ace Austin and Will Ospreay. I'm not going to lie. If you have never seen Ace Austin for the first time, you are in for a super treat. And as Jeffrey and the rest of the people in the chat said, please go make sure to check out his tenure when he was in TNA. Please. Please go make sure. And also, I just said not Willow Nightingale, but you know who else would be a good cartoon character? Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight would be a really good cartoon character, especially being him as the current face of TNT. That would just be so fun to watch. And also my guy, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. I wouldn't mind seeing him as a cartoon character. It's just Austin Ace is doing headbutts, Will Ospreay's doing kicks. Yes, there you go. See, Jeff, you got some good. See, you guys in the chat got some good ideas. You guys got some good ideas. Chris Statlander as an alien, as a cartoon character. Ace Austin does magic with his cards. No, here's the thing, Jeffrey. I got one better. Ace Austin and Nigel McGuinness do magic together because Nigel McGuinness also does magic too, and he does magic shows. A lot of people don't know that. I mean, give me him and Nigel McGuinness, and it's so solid. All right, Ace Austin. He wants to end this thing, but you gotta do more for the aerial assassin. That was a nice counter that he did. Yes, Jeff, you got it too. Nigel McGuinness has done I know he hasn't done any magic shows recently, but he's done a few magic shows that are really, really good. Well, Ospreay was trying to do the blade, but it looks like Ace Austin fell a little bit. Ooh, kick to the elbow. I guess he learned from Mr. John Moxley. Oh, man, he's got that locked in. And it looks like he won by submission. Your winner by submission is Will Ospreay. She'll be in a spot. Oh, yes, Megan Bayne. We can't forget about Miss Megan Bayne. That is your girl, Jeffrey. I know you love Mercedes and the CEO, but you have a soft spot for Megan Bayne. But your winner is Will Ospreay. He has a big match at Double or Nothing. He'll be facing off against Samoa Joe. He'll be facing off against Samoa Joe at Double or Nothing. But Ospreay is consulting with Ace Austin concern. So, see, there's a handshake right there. Handshake of respect. But Mr. Will Ospreay is a big match at Double or Nothing. We now know who are the men. We now know who are the men for the Owen Hart Cup men's tournament. Samoa Joe, Will Ospreay, one-on-one at Double or Nothing. But at least Will Ospreay had concerns about his safety. It's going to be an interesting road to Wembley Stadium. It'll be very interesting. Uh-oh. And speaking of Samoa Joe, because I brought his name, here come the ops. We're just missing Hook. We're just missing Hook. Because Samoa Joe put up a proposal the last couple weeks. Shibata, Bowens. We're just missing Hook. And we're going to hear from what Samoa Joe has to say. The fans love Will Ospreay. But people don't know he's working from the inside. He has the inside. looks so strange. Stop, Jeffrey! Oh, gosh. For Will. Oh, boy. Will Jon Moxley be his word? Because I'm just saying. Where's Will? I mean, hey, I'm surprised with the Death Riders. Which members from the Death Riders are going to come out? Because I hear Jon Moxley's music. I see everybody. You got everybody for the Death Riders. Pac, Claudio, Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia, Jon Moxley, and Marina Shafir. I mean, you can't forget about Marina Shafir. That's the problem. It's like you got all of them. Because usually you get like one or two. I hope Samoa Joe knows you need more than 3 to handle those guys. You gotta handle all of them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Samoa Joe, you're gonna need a lot more bodies. No, Jeff Mitterling. Jeff, he's not a Death Rider yet, but Jon Moxley is helping with his injury. But I said this in the last couple of weeks that Jon Moxley, Will Ospreay is kind of working from the inside. He's trying to get in the head of the Death Riders, because the best way to destroy the Death Riders is you got to do it within reach, like inside. You got to get in their head on what makes them tick. And also my bold prediction I had that Jon Moxley's going to be kicked out by the Death Riders by the end of this year. Samoa Joe called Samoa Jeffrey. Oh yeah, he called the original tribal chief in his squad. And we're going to hear from Konosuke Takeshita and Don Callis. Oh, Lordy, now we got MJF. And Takeshita doesn't even like MJF. He shook that man's head. Shame on you, Takeshita. Shame on you. Nice suit, yeah. I mean, I guess. Just because he bald free, and Don Callis is bald. He's used to people calling him bald. He gave Don Callis his diamond ring. There's Andrade. Or as I call him, Inspector Gadget. He has his hair. I can tell you MJF is scared of Andrade. And congratulations to him, because he is the reigning New Japan Global World Heavyweight Champion. Congratulations to Andrade. How you know? He wants to be champion. Andrade P. Oh my goodness. He does dress up as Inspector Gadget. I think I should just calling him Inspector Gadget Andrade. Oh my goodness. Well, there's a lot happening between the Death Riders, Will Ospreay, and the Ops. I know people are used to my guy Anthony Bowens, but he's gonna fit right in. Yes, Jeffrey, you're right. You did say Inspector. Now I'm gonna be playing Inspector Gadget's theme song in a way. But since we are on a commercial break, because we do have a few things happening, we have a new initiative at Women's Wrestling Talk, which is the Women's Wrestling Archive. That goes with our boss lady, TK Trinidad. She created this whole thing to celebrate the past, the present, and the future of women's wrestling.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might think he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate 1, 5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Support everything with the Women's Wrestling Archive. Sorry, I'm just trying to look at everything that I have on socials because some of this is pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, support everything for the Women's Wrestling Archive. So much adventures happening in the world, but you're hanging out with me, your PR princess, your timeless elite, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me on AEW Dynamite. Timeless Elite Wednesdays with me. It has been such a fun night because we saw a lot of stuff happening. But yeah, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of discussions. I'm pitching ideas. Some AEW superstars that would look good in cartoon form because you guys had some really good ideas. I could see the Ops being in cartoon form, somewhat as like not like a mafia, but like something as a group that helps out with reinforcements in a way. And plus, like, it's gonna take some time for my guy Anthony to get into the groove of the Ops. And plus, working alongside a veteran for Samoa Joe who's been in the game forever, it'll help him out a bit. And maybe it'll help out the reuniting of the Acclaimed a bit. But that's somewhere down the line. That's somewhere down the line. If this helps out, then I'm in. So now we have the women's. We have Persephone, Hazuki, Willow Nightingale, Alex Winsor at Double or Nothing. We have Mina Shirokana taking on Thina. And we have Sky Blue taking on Sari from New Japan. So this is going to be very interesting. So Double or Nothing, we have my gal Alex Winsor taking on Willow Nightingale. That should be a fun match. Oh, and we have the conglomeration of Willow Nightingale. And also Orange has to pick a partner. She has a backpack of her own. Yeah, right. She was the first winner. Well, no, she was the second winner. Only Orange. There's Mark. Mark's back. He's back. We're just missing one more person. Word of the day is unification, courtesy of Mark Briscoe. Well, I guess next week, Mark Briscoe wants Tommaso Ciampa. Anytime you need a hype man, go get Mark Briscoe. He is your hype man. He is your hype man. He's your hype man. I mean, come on now. Now we're missing two more people. We're missing Hologram and we're missing Tomohiro Ishii. That's who we're missing. And it'll be all complete. So I have to go back and watch the replay of it. All right, so we got the ladies in action. We have the Triangle of Madness coming in, and they're taking on my gals, the Brawling Birds, and Hikaru Shida. And I'm so happy. My gal, Alex Windsor, or else I call her Worldwide Windsor. She'll be facing off against Will Nightingale for the Owen Hart Cup Women's Championship match. I'm very curious on what they're going to do with Mercedes. Very, very curious on what they're going to do with her. Because maybe they have some other bigger things for her. You never know. They have some other bigger things for her. But as I mentioned, my gal Jamie Hayter, she's got, see, I'm not going to say clientels just because. See, I'm not going to say the client part for Said and Will, because I always like to be an advocate for a lot of ladies. And my gals, the Brawling Birds, are going to be busy at Double or Nothing. I got my gal, Jamie Hayter, going for the AEW Women's title. My gal, Worldwide Windsor. Here comes Hikaru Shida. She's just waiting on the Brawling Birds. No, she's good. No. Like I said, Jeffrey, Mercedes is going to be fine. I'm very curious on what storyline she's going to do when she comes back. And I'm very curious on what mayhem she's going to do. But happy to see my gals, the Brawling Birds! But it's so interesting because, like, me too. I'm gonna love this match because I got two of my ladies in this match. See, I'm doing good because I've seen a lot. See, I'm doing well because I've seen a lot of my peeps tonight. I see my guy Orange Cassidy. I saw my guy Anthony Bowens with the Ops. My gals, the Brawling Birds. Listen, even though I don't have Timeless Tony Storm, even though I don't have Mother or Platinum Max Caster, I'm okay with this. But feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got when in this trios match. Do you have the Brawling Birds and Hikaru Shida, or do you have the Triangle of Madness? But I'm excited for this match. I mean, the Brawling Birds. I mean, I'm not going to lie, because Jamie's in a very interesting spot because she could either go for the AEW Women's title, or she could go with the AEW Women. The Brawling Birds could go with the AEW Women's title. Because I feel like the only legit tag team I could see that can be the Divine Dominion is the Brawling Birds. Because I think they took the titles away from the Blades of Wrath. They beat Hikaru Shida and Chris Statlander. I mean, it's a good opportunity to build up the Brawling Birds. So Jamie's in a very interesting spot. I'm happy to see Persephone back for the Owen Hart Cup Women's Championship. I'm so excited. So it looks like we have two people from New Japan, which actually makes sense because at least we have them at Forbidden Door. It actually does make sense. Yes, Sky Blue definitely had a really good match on Collision. She really did. She has improved a lot and really happy for her. It looks like Alex Windsor and Sky Blue. Ooh, careful, ladies. Yes. Hopefully she doesn't fall. Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor are tag teaming. See, that's the strength of the birds. Jeff, I think they will. But it's going to be very interesting because it's like, do you want Jamie Hayter to be women's champion or do you want her to be the tag team champion? She's in an interesting spot. Tekla off the top rope. Reason why she's the AEW women's champion. I'm not going to lie. And it's crazy. I met this woman. I met this woman at her first event in the US last summer. And look at her now. She's booming. Crazy. Crazy. But we are in picture. We do have a trios match with the ladies in action. My gals. We're all winning, right? We're all winning. Oh, but feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got. Oh, and thank you, Eddie Foster, for mentioning WWE hosting the Royal Rumble in Phoenix. Yes, unfortunately, we didn't get to talk about this in WWT Live today, but we did find out from the Arizona Sports Alliance that it's a possibility they will be hosting a Royal Rumble in Arizona, which is great, and also a UFC event along with many others. And the press release was officially announced because I had to dive deep because every dirt sheet was spreading information and I wanted to make sure it was factual, but I did get the official press release from the Arizona Sports Alliance where it is official that they will be hosting a few PLEs in Arizona, which is great. Great opportunity for the Royal Rumble to be in Arizona, back in the States, and also give exposure too. I'm really happy for that and very, very excited. So that is something that we didn't get a chance to talk about in WWT Live, which really stinks, but we'll probably talk about that on Friday. But also, like I said, friendly reminder, Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor is this Friday. It is this Friday in Salisbury, Maryland. Wherever you watch Ring of Honor, I had the chance to watch a few PLEs for Ring of Honor. And they put on a lot of banger for matches. And the crazy part about it is because we talk so much of AEW and sometimes WWE and almost every wrestling promotion, they don't main event their women's matches. Guess who is doing it? Even though it's all over the place, but it's one of the brightest spots that they do, and that is Ring of Honor. Because most of the time of their PLEs, they have their women main event matches, which is awesome. And I love that. It makes me happy to see women main event even on Ring of Honor. I just wanted to put that in there. Courtney, oh my goodness. Jeffrey, you do not like toxic spiders. Anytime Tekla comes out, spraying the raid. That's what it is. You got to spray the raid to kill the toxic spider. Yeah, I just realized it. Like almost every PLE of Ring of Honor done, it's been made evented by women. So that's one of the bright spots of Ring of Honor is they're doing something right. But we're back live with AEW Dynamite. We have my gals, the Brawling Birds, teaming up with Hikaru Shida, taking on all three members of the Triangle of Madness. I know, Jeffrey, right? She grown on you. Even when I first met her, even when I met her and she wasn't even in character form, she was just in human form. She's a really cool person once you get to know her. She's very cool. She's super chill. And I love that about her. Ooh, see, I kept saying this for the last couple months. She's like, Jamie Hayter's putting the tag in the Shida. I'm like, man, tag is made to Hikaru Shida. But I just want to see Jamie and Tekla go at it. I really want to see her. I just want to see Jamie Hayter and Tekla go at it again because I know they actually both have 1 wins apiece with each other. She's like the only woman. Imagine she was. Oh my God, Jeffrey. Yeah, that would be insanity. But I really want to see another good, solid rivalry that can extend and help out with the women's division. Because I know Tony Storm and Mariah May, that's like the top of the list. Even though Mercedes and Tony was only 7 weeks, I kind of wish it was a little bit longer because that would have been more good. But Jamie Hayter and Tekla, I would love to see a story between them because I feel like there is some build up there. It's just there needs a few pieces in place. And also, they do have 1 win apiece for each other. And Jamie Hayter is the first woman that did pin Tekla. And yes, I did love the Holy Shida sign. And also news, Wednesday, August 26th, which is the week of Wembley, AEW Dynamite and AEW Collision will be in Glasgow, Scotland. Tickets are on sale now. The Holy Shida. See, oh, yes. Hikaru Shida will work with anybody. And I love that she's speaking proper English now, which actually makes sense. Because I know she probably spoke before, but the way she talks and presents it, it's just like, she has personality. She has personality. Look at Shida and Tekla. But I think Shida doesn't even care. Like, she'll go against anybody. Ooh, and that spear. Ooh, the Brawling Birds made the same. No, she's from Austria. Tekla is from Austria. Shida. Tag is made to Alex Windsor. I'm going to keep calling her. See, I need to make a shirt. Or I need to make a sign that says Worldwide Windsor. Because that's her name. I mean, she is the reigning New Japan Strong Women's Champion. And it's so cool. Yeah, because I'm still waiting to hear back. Because I think I'm just waiting to hear back to see if we can do media for Double or Nothing. Because if I'm on the ground, I got to support my gals, Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor. What kind of person would that be if I don't do that? Ooh, that was a nasty kick by Sky Blue. Jamie Hayter backbreaker. Be careful of the mist, Jamie, because we saw that with Persephone. I don't want you to get misted in the face. I don't want any of the Brawling Birds get missed in the face. Kick in the face. I can't believe Jeffrey's a fan of Tekla. He's starting to be a fan, which is great. 2 birds. Ooh, man. The bird sandwich. Are we going to get 2 birds with 1 stone? Damn. That is no... Man, that ended in no disqualification, which that was really obvious, but you know what it is? Concerning, because when you face off against Jamie Hayter, that's a bit much, and they're trying to use her tag team partner as bait. Because poor Alex. Well, I guess they wanted to protect Shida too, because Shida's outside the ring. But where's Shida? Julia Hart missed one of the referees. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie on that. Where Shida? Shida just walked away with her kendo stick. Really? Oh my god. Well, here comes Chris Statler. Well, here comes Willow Nightingale, Mina Shirokana. And I think that's Chris Statlander? No, that has to be Hartley. No, that has to be Chris Statlander. Yeah, because I was like, that has to be Statlander. Because it looked like, no, that's not Chris. I was like, oh, that's Thunder Rosa. I really thought that was Chris Statlander for a bit. I was like, that's Chris. It looked like Chris Statlander. Oh, there's Thunder Rosa. I know Thunder Rosa. Yes, Jeffrey. Thunder Rosa is there. She's wrestling at CMLL. But she'll appear in AEW every now and then. But I know she was very upset after what happened with Persephone, who is She just said oh, she said it wasn't a problem, but if it involved our tag team partner, Chris Statlander, that would be a problem. That would be a problem. Well, I'm going to tell you something. It was nice to see Thunder Rosa back, but like I said, she had a lot of things to say after what happened with Persephone because she got missed in the face. And we have a promo from Roosh. And I'm happy Roosh is definitely getting a lot more spotlight and vignettes. I think that's going to be the point, Boza, because with the fact, too, since he's been on Ring of Honor, it's kind of segueing. That's kind of how I feel like with Bandito, because if Bandito loses on Friday, it could be an opportunity to go to the AEW roster full time. But I love the vignette for Roosh, but starting to heat up a little bit. But happy Willow, Mina, and Thunder Rosa came out to help out the Brawling Birds, but it looks like it's going to be interesting. Yeah, it would be the only reason, because with Bandito, he could really permanently segue into the main roster for AEW. And he's beloved by everybody, Bandito. But yeah, Thunder Rosa is still in AEW, even though she's doing a lot of work at CMLL. She is doing support for AEW. And like I said, she wasn't too fond of Persephone getting missed in the face. And with the facts, she is the reigning CMLL Women's World Champion. I know, Jeffrey, you have a problem with that because I know how much you love Persephone. So you love her. That ain't cool. I wasn't very happy about that either. But yes, Bandito will be defending the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship against Blake Christian. But it's been a fun show tonight. I will say it's been a very solid show. Hit everything that I need to be. But like I said, if I need a women's rival story for 2026, I would love nothing more for Jamie Hayter versus Tekla, because I feel like that's been building, but I kind of need to see them go round 2 1-on-1, because I feel like, yes, you did it with Toni Storm versus Mariah May, you did it with Mercedes versus Tony. Next, you're gonna say that could happen, Jeffrey. I could see that happening. Sky Blue misting someone. Or better yet, I would not be shocked if Tekla was the one that was misting somebody. I would not be shocked if she didn't miss someone at Double or Nothing. That could be something. But you're hanging out with me with Timeless Elite Wednesday. But we're going to take a quick commercial break right before the main event, Darby Allin versus Konosuke Takeshita, because you get to refill your beverages, go to the bathroom, stretch, get your snacks in, because we will be starting the main event shortly, and we will be back in a few minutes. it just in time for the main event. And we see Konosuke Takeshita coming to the ring. And of course, Don Callis, which I'm sure he's going to be doing commentary. Yay! You can sound on my voice. I'm just thrilled to see that peanut bald creep doing commentary, which I'm not. So, yeah, we're just getting to the ring for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, Konosuke Takeshita, and we're just waiting on the reigning champ, Darby Allin, or as I call him, Evil Knievel Jr. We've seen Peanut Man. Yeah, outside the ring. We've seen him backstage. But here comes the reigning champ, Evil Knievel Jr. We're just waiting on him. It's just like the beat to his theme song makes sense. But here he is. I know, defense number 7. Hey, look, if you need a workhorse champion, that's your guy right there, Darby Allin. I'm actually laughing at some of the socials he has holding that belt. It's pretty nice to watch. And of course, we're going to see from Fairway to Hell over the weekend. Can I just say the golf course looks so cool? And I've never seen anybody wrestle inside an actual golf course, which is kind of awesome to watch. Even though I didn't appreciate the rest of the Death Riders interfering, Pac and Darby Allin did put on a clinic with each other. They put on a clinic with each other. And it was a nice scenery, too. I did like the entrances when they first came in. It was like a long walkway. And it looked so cool. But here comes the champ, Darby Allin. It's kind of funny when people tell me, because when I tell people that Darby Allin is engaged to his fiance, some people are like, who would be crazy enough to be engaged to that guy? I said, well, they probably saw something in him that we didn't. And the man, and even though the man does crazy things, he deserves to fall in love. So give him some credit. But anyways, we're going back to the main event. We have Darby Allin to go skate to Takeshita, as I mentioned, Monday on Foul Play with Anthony Davis on Monday at 9 p.m. We're going to have Darby Allin and Sting on there. So I'm happy Darby Allin's getting, well, he did get some media exposure, mainstream, but he's starting to pick up a little bit on the mainstream exposure. But I could care less about Don Callis being on commentary for all I care. But put in the chat on who you guys got winning this match. Do you have Darby Allin retaining? Or could Takeshita walk in as AEW World Champion? And by the way, I still have him winning the International Championship because Takeshita needs to do justice with that belt. I'm sorry, nothing against Okada, but I'm already done. I'm already sick of it being International Champion. I need Takeshita to do it. I need Takeshita to be International Champion. At least restore it back to in its old form. But I'm just happy you guys get to spend it with me for AEW Dynamite. It's been a fun, solid show. I will say it's been a fun, solid show. I'm very happy to see Double or Nothing shaping up because we do got some good matches. We now know who is going to be in the Owen Hart Cup men's and women's tournament. For the men's side, we have Samoa Joe, Will Ospreay, Mark Davis, Jungle Jack Perry. We also have Swerve Strickland, Bandino, Claudio Castagnoli, and Brody King. 2 in the men's matches will be at Double or Nothing. Swerve Strickland and Bandito and Samoa Joe and Will Ospreay. Well, I guess this is our final match of the night, but I think we're going to close it off with MJF because we still have to hear from him. I know, MJ. It's like from one jerk to a creep. You gave your diamond ring to a peanut, bald-headed creep jerk. I don't get it. I don't get it. But it looks like Takeshita. Hopefully MJF doesn't take forever. It's short and sweet to the point, and we can get out of here. Short, sweet to the point, and we can all go home. Oh god. Is Darby bleeding already? Is he really bleeding? Oh my god, Darby. Darby. Takeshi's really he went through those tables. Well, Darby's a fighter. He's immune to blood anyway, so I can't knock him for that. Him and Jon Moxley are so immune to pain, it's like, There's Darby, and of course, Darby's gonna do great Darby things. Okay, so because I'm looking at this on social, so we have her Persephone, Hazuki, has to be from New Japan, Willow Nightingale, Alex Windsor, Mina Shirakana against Athena, Sky Blue against Sari for the women's side. You know what I found interesting? They put two, well, to be fair, they do have two women's matches on the card, which I have to do that. This guy crashed it. Oh my goodness. And they're showing the commercial for Double or Nothing, which I think it's pretty cool. It's going to be so fun in Queens, New York. It's going to be so fun. Okay. Oh my god, that is hilarious. But yeah, it's shaping up to be a really good Double or Nothing, especially with the Owen Hart Cup and Women's Cup. Darby's the same. Yeah, pretty much. Oh boy. Whew, it's been a fun night. It's been a very entertaining day. Want Sting to be. I know, Jeff, you want Sting to be in the corner, but Sting can't be there every week. However, courtesy of WrestleCon, because WrestleCon's coming to Minneapolis for SummerSlam weekend, Sting will be there without the face paint. He'll be there in person. So if you did not have a chance to meet Sting, this is a great opportunity if you're near the Minneapolis area. And I know Sting can't be there every week. He can't be there every week. But it's nice that Sting pops up every now and then. I mean, it was great for him to pop up last week. Obviously, of course, with the unexpected passing of Ted Turner, it was nice for him to come up with a tribute, which I loved. And I was very happy that he got to be involved in a way. So Sting can pop up every now and then, supporting his pal, Darby Allin. But we're back live with the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. We have Konosuke Takeshita taking on Evil Knievel Jr. That's what I'm going to call him, Evil Knievel Jr. Darby Allin. 1-on-1. I will say it's been a solid night, and I feel like there's a few storylines that really make sense. Sting with the beard. Exactly. He looks good with the beard. I feel like Darby and Takeshita are just putting on a clinic with each other. Oh, nice. I mean, I did see that one of Sting's sons is going to be there. I don't know if a title change is going to happen, Jeff, especially with the fact too with the fact Darby has to face off against MJF. I mean, if he wasn't facing off against MJF, I could see it happening. I could see a title change, but I really want Darby Allin to hold that for probably a month. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of want him to hold it up until Forbidden Door, because I want to see MJF be bald. That's what I want to see. I just want to see him be bald. Let Darby hold it for another month. Let him hold it until Forbidden Door. I wouldn't mind for Darby to hold it until June, and I'll be okay with that. But we know Takeshita. We know Takeshita is the guy to get that international title because he's been holding that title hostage. Okada. Oh man. Running knee. 1-2 kick out by Darby. Yep, I see him bleeding in the mouth. Oh, leave Alicia out of it. Come on. Oh lordy, here comes El Clone. Well, there's Don Callis. He's taking off that ring. And Takeshita, he's giving him the ring. It's funny he didn't cheat during the Continental Classic against Mox. Because I would tell you, if that was John Moxley, he would not do that. If it was Mox. And he's like, he wants to cheat. He's like, no, I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to lie. I'm ready for a baby face Takeshita run. I'm ready for it. Quick kick out by Darby. He did a quick roll up. Ooh, man, that was a sucker punch. He gave to Darby. Oh, poor Darby. He gave a sucker punch. Darby Allin's in La La Land. I have to see when San Diego Comic-Con is. Because I know Darby will probably hold it for a month or two, but it would be nice if he came into like a San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con as champion. That would be pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. That would be really dope. He did a code red off the top rope. That man. Oh my goodness. Quick kick out. Darby, is he really going to do a coffin drop? Oh, he did a perfect coffin drop onto Takeshita. You can't say anything. You really can't say anything negative about Darby with everything that he's been through. And with the fact he climbed up Mount Everest. He held up that AEW flag when he climbed to the top. Came back safely. and is now AEW World Champion. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You really can't. And if you can't even give a little, like, it doesn't have to be a lot, but if you can't give a little bit of respect for what he's done, then I don't know what you want. Yes, he has. And we want Jeff with the we want Sting. Don't worry. I'm pretty sure we'll see Sting in the later years, because obviously we did see him last week give tribute to Ted Turner. The unexpected passing of Ted Turner. What's Takeshita gonna do here? What's he gonna do? He's gonna make him heel. So, oh my God, look at the power. But Darby, he's got her with his legs. What's he gonna do here? Scorpion death drop. My God. Scorpion death drop onto the steel steps. And I think Darby better, well, he's immune to pain, so he is immune. I can't knock him for that. All right, Darby, is he going to do another coffin? Ooh, he did another coffin drop. Now all Darby has to do is get him in the ring and call this match. Because, of course, we have to listen to that jerk MJF after this. Quick kick out. And I love that it's not double taping, because even though they're in Asheville, North Carolina, they're going to be in Maryland this Saturday on Collision. Coffin. Ooh. Takeshita blocked the knees. 1, 2. Quick kick out. Kick to the face by Takeshita. Takeshita really wants to end this thing. Scorpion death lock. He has it locked in. Is Takeshita going to tap? Is he going to tap? Is he going to tap? Don Callison's like, don't you even think about it. Listen, I've never seen Takeshita tap on anything. But this is a really good match. This is a really great main event. I'm not going to lie. And plus, it's nice. And you know what? The thing I like it's very refreshing, because we get to see different stars in the main event. Nothing against Roman Reigns or anything else, but I'm just kind of like tired of the same thing in the main event. Nothing against Roman, but need something fresh and give opportunity to other stars. And your winner, and still AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Darby Allin. He's still the champ. Nobody cares what Don Callis has to say, but congratulations. It's just nice and refreshing to see. Everyone gets a shot at it. The referee's giving Darby Allin water. I love it. He needs water after that match. One of the referees gave Darby Allin water. He needs water in the worst way. He needs it. Well, congratulations to Darby Allin on retaining. And that's why he's a workhorse champion. But he's got the microphone. And you know what's next? Why do I feel like it's going to... I know they're trying to do it tonight, but why do I feel like it's going to be set up for next week? Oh my God. They're really going to do this. Hey, he really... Well, I mean, I'm used to overruns for AEW, but hey. You see it on the TV. AEW World Title. Title versus hair. Here we go. And here comes that jerk, I would say. I gotta give credit to the backstage people of AEW for really setting up that contract signing so quick. Kudos to them for doing it in a short amount of time. Though the backstage people, the people who work, the audio, the video, everything backstage, they deserve so much credit. I gotta give a lot of credit to them because people tend to forget about the people who work backstage. But here comes the contract. Please give Darby Allin some water. Give that man some water. Please. Just give him some water. Oh, man. And the fans are Jimmy Bald. I'm sorry, but I know people want Darby Allin to lose, but I kind of want to see him win. I just want to see him win only because I want to see MJF be bald. There's no shame. There is no shame in being bald. There's no shame. He's really hesitant on signing. Well, I mean, I don't know why you're hesitant. You said you want your precious Triple B back. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, does he really want his Triple B back so badly? I'm just saying. No, you're not. You are such a liar. Oh my god. He had to use genital references. Oh my god. Why did he have to reference Hangman? Because he knows Hangman can't wrestle for the title again. Cleveland. Yeah, because I think Mox is like a 3-time or 4-time champ. Jeez. Hey, look, Darby said what he said. He said what he said. Oh, man, he said what he said. And yes, Boza, thanks for that. Mox is a 4-time AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Oh, man. You can tell there's so much history with these two because if you go back to when AEW first started, it's like insanity. Yeah, and he got it. Oh, he got his beloved ring back. Oof, that has to hurt. Their history goes way, way back, if you recall, from when AEW first started. Well, of course, MJF had to take a cheap shot at Darby. Well, I can't deny MJF's talents, but dude, you are a 100% jerk. You're a jerk. That's why nobody likes you, and you're just a big fat baby. What's he doing back in the ring? What's he doing? He really wants to destroy him? What's he doing? What's he doing with Darby? Oh, he's putting the same tombstone that he did on Daniel Garcia after he decimated him. Oh, man. Oh! Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight came in? Because I know Kevin Knight wants a piece of MJF after they had their big dance a couple weeks ago. And he wants a shot at Darby, too. I was very surprised Kevin Knight came out because I was like, and it sucks because I know he saved Darby. Okay, so Saturday on Collision, we're going to see the Divine Dominions have their open challenge on Saturday on Collision. Next week, we're going to have a 3-hour edition. Tommaso Ciampa, Mark Briscoe, one-on-one. But that wraps up. I guess they were way in overrun this time, but what else is new? They're already past overrun anyway. But that wraps up AEW Dynamite because we ended with Kevin Knight making the save with Darby Allin with MJF because I thought he was going to be reciprocated. But yeah, it's very nice to see. 18 minutes. Look, it doesn't shock me. It's an overrun. They can't. Exactly, Boza. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, but it's one of those things I got to learn. I mean, they're 7 years old. I mean, you live and you learn. Maybe somewhere down the line, they'll probably learn how to overrun. Yes, I will probably say that. Bryan Danielson and Okada went until 10:30, which I was like, okay, I can handle that. I can handle that. It didn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all because, people want to whine and they want to complain about everything. But if you don't like AEW, don't watch it. 10 p.m. And plus, remember when Monday Night Raw had to end at 11:05? And then sometimes it would go over 11:05? Those were the days. But yeah, that wraps up Timeless Elite Wednesday with me. And it was a very solid episode of Dynamite. We got to see a 10-person tag team match kick off the show where we had Edge and Christian, my main squeeze, Orange Cassidy, and the Young Bucks taking on the Dogs, Clark Connors, David Finlay. Oh my God. David Finlay, FTR, and Tommaso Ciampa. It was definitely a match that kicked off. So happy to see a lot of high flying, a lot of things happening. Because, of course, you have the Young Bucks competing in Stadium Stampede. You have Edge and Christian taking on FTR for the WWE, AEW tag team titles. And then, of course, you have the Dogs, where they are now inserted in Stadium Stampede, because now we know the full participants in that. We now know who are going to be the participants in the Owen Hart Cup men and women's tournament. And also 2 matches from the men will be at Double or Nothing. Samoa Joe taking on Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland taking on Bandino. And for the women's side, obviously, of course, we have the AEW Women's Championship in a fatal 4-way match. We also have Alex Windsor taking on Willow Nightingale in one of the early rounds for the Owen Hart Cup Women's Tournament. So we have Will Ospreay taking on Ace Austin. Definitely a banger of a match. Banger of a match between those two. And also with the fact, too, if you notice, the Bang Bang Gang beat the Death Riders in the last 2 weeks. So it's been very interesting. And also with Will Ospreay, somewhat with the Death Riders, but I think he's has some tricks up his sleeve and trying to get it inside the head of not just Jon Moxley, but the entire Death Riders. Because the Ops tried to put an offer into Will Ospreay. It's going to be very interesting to watch. And with the fact they're a little bit outnumbered, so they need to bring in more people for the Ops as well. I'm very happy Anthony Bowens is getting a lot more TV time on Dynamite. So happy to see him. Obviously happy to see my gals, the Brawling Birds, even though the women's trios match ended in no disqualification. We did get to see Thunder Rosa, Willow Nightingale, Mina Shirokana, because they've all had issues with the Triangle of Madness. But it's going to be very interesting to see. But Jamie Hayter has her eyes set on the AEW Women's Championship, because two of my gals have a lot of work to do at Double or Nothing. Very happy to see that. We also got to see a bonus match with Speedball Mike Bailey in action, and seeing Kevin Knight face off against the returning Brian Cage in the TNT Open Challenge match. Happy to see Brian Cage back. And also, he gave the A to Darby Allin. Call Roman's family Samoa Joe. I think he's going to need more than just Roman's family, Jeffrey. Samoa Joe's going to need a lot of help. With who? I don't know. We got to see that. And we also know it is official at Double or Nothing. Darby Allin, MJF for the AEW World Heavyweight title versus Hair. It's going to be a very interesting matchup. Very happy to see. It's definitely a good solid Dynamite tonight. I'm really happy. And we kind of know who is going to be leading the future for AEW, because I know some of the stars that have been around since the beginning, they all can't wrestle forever. So it's nice to see some new faces on the block that have potential to lead the future, which I love to see. And a friendly reminder, this Friday, Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor in Salisbury, Maryland is happening. And also we got to see the return of Mark Briscoe. We're still missing Hologram and Tomohiro Ishii. We are missing those two, and we can make the conglomeration complete. That's the only 2 members that we're going to have. So very interesting to see. Happy to see almost the entire conglomeration back together again. We're just missing those 2, and it will be complete. But that wraps up Timeless Elite Wednesday with me. It was a solid episode all around. It's always fun doing these watch-alongs for AEW, because like I said, not many people watch AEW on a week-to-week basis, and you see so many creators and podcasters trash AEW. Not on the constructive criticism side, but it's just completely trashing completely and say every vulgarity in the book, not even saying everything. Now, do they need some work? Yes, but there are some good stuff happening in AEW. I know I should call them on the animated cartoons, because there are so many animated cartoons of some of the stars we should do. I mean, the first one, obviously, I said Darby Allin. Darby Allin, you have to do it while he's still champion. It has to happen. But we shall see on that, and definitely want to shout out everybody in the chat that's been with me. Eddie Foster, Boza, Lynette, Jeff Minnerling. You guys have been all energy tonight for AEW Dynamite. It's been super, super fun. Friendly reminder regarding programming. Next week will be a 3-hour edition of AEW Dynamite and Collision because that'll be the final stop before Double or Nothing. Boza, I'm not sure if I'll do one because there's a possibility I may be attending Double or Nothing next weekend. There is a possibility on that. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing a watch along, but very excited on that. But definitely want to shout out to everybody for hanging out with me, even though we didn't do WWT Live today. We will have that on Friday. You can always follow me on my socials at CourtneyNJ11 on Instagram and Twitter because I do have a lot of content happening in the coming days, in the coming weeks. Please make sure to follow ISPW Wrestling. Yours truly was on the call 2 weeks ago. I saw some content that I got to post from that. Also, this Saturday, Honey and I will be at 80s WrestleCon. So many stars from the 80s will be there. Jake the Snake Roberts, Ted DiBiase, Coco Beware, Wendy Richter, Francine. So many people will be there this weekend. And of course, Honey and I will be on deck because you don't know who we're going to meet. You don't know who you're going to meet or who we're going to interview. So you just have to follow WWT's socials to see what we're doing this Saturday. So make sure to come out if you are in New Jersey and say hi to us. We will have a table there representing Women's Wrestling Talk. Always fun to come to that. Like I said, I'm still waiting to hear back from Double or Nothing if I could do media that day. So hopefully, fingers crossed if that happens. But shout out to the rest of the WWT Live crew and panel for everything, all the work that they were done. Everybody's been doing great work the last couple of weeks. We've all been scattered and doing all great things. Make sure to check out my other siblings on the Kayfabe podcast tomorrow because I know they're going to have a lot to say on Raw, SmackDown, NXT. I don't think you can hold your breath on if they do AEW. So I don't know, but they're going to be doing Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, and also refreshing Backlash that happened over the weekend. But shout out to everybody there, and thank you for following me on Timeless Elite Wednesday with me, and also grateful that you are supporting this platform channel of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Have a great evening, and I will see you next week for Double or Nothing week.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.